Hey guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today, oh yeah, we're gonna be getting into some void mining or some laser mining. We're mining, all right? We're mining. So I hope you guys are ready. So getting started today, we're gonna get a little bit industrial and also dive a little bit into mechanism. To be able to further our adventure into industrial foregoing, we really need to get steel production made up and potentially automated. So it's not actually too difficult to automate. We honestly, basically have all the machines already needed to do so. So we need two metallurgic infusers and then just some way to smelt the final product. And we can probably go with the energized smelter since we're already going with mechanism stuff. Might as well go with this. I mean, it just seems reasonable. Or we can go with the redstone furnace. I think I'm going to go with this, even though I'm going to need some more bronze made up. A lot of stuff is going to be made up with the machine frame. Eventually, we are going to have an automation room. Once we get enough power going, we are definitely going to have an automation room where we can just go ahead and auto craft a lot of stuff. But the more auto crafting we set up, the more power that our main storage is going to end up using. And at the moment, we're probably generating roughly, let's see, 8. We're probably generating close to, 1400 RF per tick. Not a whole lot, but we will be upgrading that later on. But first we got to get through this, because I'm almost positive extreme reactors, at least it's called extreme reactors. I'm pretty sure it's extreme reactors 2. This is going to take a little bit, as it's kind of expensive. As you can see, it does require steel as well. So steel is definitely a bottleneck. We've got to get this steel made. So let me go ahead and make the redstone furnaces that's going to be required in order to get the energized smelter, and go ahead and get all these parts made, and we'll jump into the automation process. Oh, and by the way, I just realized the energized smelter actually requires steel casing in order to make it. So really, realistically, we can just use a redstone furnace for right now. It's obviously gonna work just fine, but the ultimate goal is to make that. Oh, we got a random guy over here. I was also thinking about changing this while I was at it. I was kind of thinking, and I'm noticing that I'm sort of running low on things like sand. Like my sieving setup is kind of going a little bit faster. I have double sieves over here for that. We have gravel, and all of this seems to be kind of running a little bit low. And what I was thinking is maybe I could replace this setup here and go with something a little bit different. Let's see, if I move this, I mean, this can honestly go anywhere. Let's put that there for right now. If I remove this cable, and I just completely change this entire setup, because this block breaker, by the way, doesn't take power. I don't know what the deal is with it, but they don't accept power, so there's really no way to speed it up, I guess, unless you maybe put upgrades in it, and that might work. But there's these destructors, and they can just be placed directly on, and they're from refined storage, so it should just take the item and go directly into the inventory, and completely skipping all of this other stuff. So there's really no need for all this other cable nonsense that's going on. We can just set it up. Oh, also, speaking of cable nonsense, I do have cables that are routed up there. It is a big mess down here, but hey, it's better than not having anything at all. Okay, so basically, yeah, we'll place the destructors on here, on these things that are generating our resources, and just give it some cable and hook it in, and we'll see what this does. I think I want it to go up, similar to how we had everything else. Do we have to define what it can break? I think we have to tell it what it can break. So in that case, it's not horribly difficult to tell it what it can break. No, it's breaking that. It's breaking the sand. It's not breaking this, which is kind of interesting. For some reason. Oh, this is an importer. I put an importer on here. That was meant to be a destructor. Oh man, yeah, these are importers. You guys are probably laughing at me. You know what? I do this every day, and you would think that I would be better at it. And yeah, look, now it's just pulling it in so much quicker. Oh yeah, that's definitely the way to go, is using the refined storage new destructors. There's also constructors as well, which will place items in the world. Yeah, this looks like it's gonna work. Oh man, this is working so much quicker. That's honestly scary fast, considering over time it's just going to really start to fill up our inventory. And I already have 464Ks in here at this point. All right, so let's have a little bit of fun. Let's go ahead and say this is our input chest for what is going to be an automation platform here. We're going to go ahead and get this started. I have a metallurgy confuser here. We have this, and then we also have the redstone furnace here, which is going to be what smelts stuff. Also, we're going to have an input for the steel, which is going to be iron and coal. So those two, basically, they're going to be input into this chest. And then we need a way to route those into this machine. So it's kind of weird because we have two different inputs that we have to take into account. We need to input coal and also input iron into just this one. And then this one, we're going to need to have the output routed back into this, which can be easily done by saying, hey, by the way, we can move this window. We can configure this a little bit different. Let's go ahead and start with configuring this side. Let's go ahead and consider we have a logistical sorter here, and this logistical sorter is going to be sorting iron and coal. So we need to basically create a new filter, and we can say item stack, that's fine. And then we'll set that one to iron, and we'll change this one to blue and hit save. We'll go ahead and create another item stack, and we'll call this, or we'll make it coal, and we'll create this one and make it green. So now we have a filter for these two different colors. We're going to need our configurator. Man, we're actually finally getting to use our logistical sorter in a usable way. Now, I also want to set the round robin to on. The reason why is specifically for the coal. The iron is not going to be filtered into the second metallurgy confuser, but coal is going to be filtered into both. So if we can go ahead and set that up, it's going to be pretty simple, right? We should be able to take, not a mechanical pipe. We need our logistic pipes. Let's see. Logistical pipes. There we go. Basically, we can say, hey, I'm going to input iron onto this left side here. And I'm also going to have coal go into the top like this. Right? And to be able to define that, I can set my wrench by holding shift and scroll wheeling. I can set that to items. There we go. And define colors. So, oop, I did not mean to do that. Click on the middle bit here, and that will change that to blue, and then we're going to change these to green. So now those are both green, and then, of course, this can be set to pull. I don't think it has to be, but I believe that will work. I don't know if we need an extra room in this pipe system to work, but anyways, let's also configure this machine first. So with that being said, let's move this out of the way so we can see these colors. That means we need this probably to be auto eject on, so that way the output is actually ejecting to the right side. The top is going to be an input, but it is going to be input for the red, or for the coal, which is going to be the yellow slot. So we need that to be yellow. That's going to be the coal. Our left input is going to be red. Everything else we can get rid of, and you can hold shift to clear those inputs. And that's basically configured. This machine is ready to go. If we go to this side, we're going to need to accept coal and also accept the output of this machine, which is going to be making enriched iron. So let's go ahead and take that. The input here, remember the top is going to be yellow. It's going to be the same because it's going to be receiving coal. Let's clear everything else. We want it to auto eject because it's also going to do the same thing. It's going to eject to the right, which is going to be our output. And then our input is going to be from that machine right there, which is nice because it can just send it right over. And that's going to be an input, which is red. So now this machine is configured. Let's go ahead and configure this one. This one's a little bit different. Of course, this one's thermal. We can allow the auto input and output, and we can just have a chest that is going to be right here. And we can just say, hey, send that to this chest, which is going to be our output, which is where our stuff's going to be contained. And so for this, we'll say the left side is our input, and it's going to automatically be received by pulling, and then we're going to output out here. And as you can see, I don't think we technically would have to do this, but it is going to put everything into this chest. So hopefully, if all has worked out, and we also have power, so let me grab a point and cables. This should technically be automated, like 100% ready to go, ready to work. It's all got power. As soon as we throw iron in here, this should hopefully work. Now, the only thing that I was wondering if this was going to work is there's no empty spot before this turns blue. So I might actually have to route this a little bit differently in order to get the logistical sorter to work properly. Let me see if moving this chest one forward, which I know ruins the whole aesthetic of this whole thing, if that makes it any better. We'll put a logistical cable right here. And then put the chest here. And then because this logistical sorter is so wonky, there we go. Does this work if I put it in now? Honestly, I wonder if it mattered if it had stuff. Oh, there it goes. So there it sent the iron. However, it did not send the coal. Which has me kind of confused. Why did it not send the coal? Because coal is set to an item filter here. And that is set to green. So it should work. Okay, it definitely has to do with this. So it did work. If we take coal now and we divide this up, it did not round robin, which is kind of weird. But if I was to extend the pipes like that, it would round robin. It's kind of weird. Like, now it's going to go over there to round robin. It's kind of weird how this works. But the cables, if you have something colored, you need at least the ability for it to route to that. So I had to add an extra line, which doesn't look the best, but gets the job done. It does get the job done. And I mean, is it better than using some other solutions that I've used in the past? It's all right. I guess to make it more compact, I bet using fluid pipes, or not using fluid pipes, item pipes might work. But hey, this gets the job done. This actually, you know, somewhat works. I think what I'm going to do to make it look a little bit nicer, take this. This does retain, by the way, its memory. So let's go ahead and take the logistical pipe. I'm going to put it here. Input chest will be here, and then we'll route like that. So now we just put iron and coal in here. And remember, it is 2 iron to 1 coal. It is similar to processing in other ways. It is basically, if you're going to do a stack here, you're going to have to do coal. You're going to have to do 2 stacks of coal to be able to put that in properly. That should round robin. And as you can see, it did. It split the stacks, which is perfect for this setup. Makes it so much better. And of course, as iron is needed, it's going to be able to pull that over. And we should be getting steel as an output, which is perfect. You know, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but it's up and running and automated. So maybe wondering to yourself, Chosen, why are you even, what are you going for? Like, why are you diving into this mod? Why? Well, I think we should get rid of our outdated ore generation processes. Like the stuff that's going into our smeltery and, you know, making the, remember the overworld matter stuff that we were making, right? That's still being produced in like just auto sieving. Well, I think we can bypass that. I think we can just completely throw that out the window and start working with some mining drills. Like, right? Industrial Foregoing has mining lasers where we can just pull ores out of the ground. And if we have enough of them, we really shouldn't have to worry about sieving or anything. Like, we can pull redstone blocks and we'll just automate the resources that we gather from that, right? That'd be way easier. So if you want to see what those laser drill requirements are, it's not horrible. Basically, we're going to need a ore laser base, just one, at least to get started. And then you surround that with 4 laser drills. And as you can see, they're relatively cheap. I think the hardest thing to make is going to be the laser drills, as we need these simple machine frames. And these are what require the steel casing. But look at what it requires. Latex, iron, plastic. We can literally set a hopper up on this thing with these things in it and just, we're fine. Like, we're fine. The biggest thing is we need machine frames, like 2 machine frames per simple machine frame. Like, because both of these require machine frames, which is, yeah, lots of machine frames. But everything else is pretty simple. Gold, like, and these aren't slow. Well, I guess this requires an advanced machine frame, which requires pink slime. We are going to get pink slime today. That's another thing that I wanted to make. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, we need pink slime. I have tons of netherite scrap, so we've been generating it from sieving. This requires another simple machine frame. So we're going to technically need 5 simple machine frames in order to make at least one of these setups. And that's going to generate ore for us. And of course we can like triple ore before we know it. And like, we're good. So pink slime here. How are we going to generate pink slime? For that, we need a mob slaughter factory, which is a really simple thing. And because our mob farm is kind of overproducing at the moment, yeah, I may have overdone this mob farm just a little bit. By the way, this is gonna be funny. This is a compressed zombified pigman. Oh my gosh, they all went to the they all went to that dimension. Okay, so over here, yeah, you can see it's overproducing just by a little bit. I think the best way to stop this is to just do that. Okay, so with that done, we can go ahead and make ourselves the mob slaughter factory. Hopefully I have enough stuff to be able to make this. Just right in here. Perfect. Look at that. We got things going here, right? Wow, I even had all the tools and stuff. How was that? That never happens. Place that there. And we also need a range upgrade. So I am going to need some plastic, some glass. Actually, we don't need too much. I think it's 2 panes of glass, 2 dots of redstone. And then whatever material, like I'm just going to use iron. That is going to do a 9x9, but I don't think we need a 9x9, right? No. Yeah, if you don't know what I'm doing, you're about to see what I'm doing. We're going to take this up to our latex processing area, which is the air. You know what? It's so confusing when everything looks the same, but I know this side has trees. There we go. Also, look at all this rubber. Jeez, we got so much. So yeah, I just throw this in here. That's going to generate me that range. And we just need to power it. So a point, and we have the slaughter factory that's going to be up and running. However, we're going to need 2 tanks for it. That is one thing that we're going to need. Also, I set an auto craft up for this. Oh, I hate crafting those. And after a while, it just gets kind of tiresome. All right, so we have that. Let's get tanks. And I think mechanism tanks work really good. So I'm going to utilize some mechanism tanks. They also kind of work as buckets as well, which is super useful. We throw that here and here. Let's throw this in, this upgrade. We should be able to see the range now. Let's see, it's nice and it's going to fit that whole area, which is perfect. Got 2 different tanks and, well, we need to give it some power. And that is going to start slaughtering some mobs. All these mobs should just go poof. And start to generate 2 different things. Pink slime and liquid meat. Liquid meat, you can go to the left and be pushed. Pink, you can go to the right and be pushed. Man, I love the fact now that that Industrial Foregoing has the ability to push and pull. That was a big feature that I wish it had a long time ago. And back even in 1.12. But man, it's so nice to have it now. Now, keep an eye on your liquid meat. Like, it's going to build up the quickest. So let's see. I think it just requires a little bit of plastic to be able to make the meat feeder. I always make this thing. It lasts a little while, but you can keep the meat feeder on you or put it in a bobble slot. And basically this tank, which I'm probably going to keep this on this for a while. I don't have really any need at the moment to convert it back into anything else. But I mean, to convert it back, I would just disable this and place the redstone block underneath there. But for right now, we're generating a bunch of pink slime, at least while I'm doing other things. And then also I need to come by, and the meat feeder will keep my saturation filled. So I really don't have to eat. I'm just going to be injecting meat into my body, which sounds really gross. And it is really gross, especially since this goes in your head slot. Yeah, I'll keep it in my inventory for right now. Oh man, imagine just being poked in the head and just being fed. Oh. No, I can't. I can't imagine. I can't. Why'd I even do that? So as you can see, I'm starting to get the process or the items ready to go that we're going to need. And like I said, I'm so happy that the dissolution chamber now has the ability to hold items for you. So you can just simply set up a chest and automate them. It is super, super simple to do. Now, I do have my steel, which is nice. I'm going to need 5 of these. So that just took 4. Or that took 5. So yeah, 5 of these, just like that. And then we're going to need these, which we're going to need 5 of those. And this is the setup. It's that simple. We need to find our trees. They're over here. This, by the way, I did make a separate dissolution chamber. That is going to be for the pink slime. So that is being generated and it will be set up soon. So let's go ahead and click this and we can see the recipe. It's pretty straightforward. I'm going to set it up. By the way, I'm showing that you don't have to put it in any particular order. It works regardless. And then I'm going to lock those inputs, set this in the back, all of the resources that we need to make it back here. And then what I can do is I can say the input here, I'm going to go to the back and we're going to set that to pull. And so now when it finishes, it should be able to pull all the items back in. And I don't know where it put the output. Excuse me. Oh, because it pushed the items out, it reset. So yeah, it's going to build up in here. We could set the output over to the side. So let's set the output to the left. And there we go. And so our output ends up over there. Perfect. And now we have a simple machine frame. Except for we need 5 of them because we need 4 for the base laser drills. And then of course we need 1 that is going to be the advanced, which needs 500 millibuckets of slime in order to make the advanced one. And we're going to have ourselves a laser drill that we could probably put right here and just have it firing away. Just have it just mining away. It uses like 100 RF per laser. So really it's about 100 or 400 RF per tick to run this thing. And I do eventually want more than 1 of them. That would be the ultimate goal. Maybe the ultimate goal would be to have 1 on each of these platforms that we're using. Maybe. I don't know. Or somewhere. We'll figure it out over time. So hey, look, at the moment we have enough slime. There's just enough to make at least 1 setup here. And that is plenty for me. So I'm going to go up here and of course this is going to build up more as we go. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and place this on top. And then we can, of course, have this pull from the top. And that's going to fill up with the pink slime that we need. And all we have to do is upgrade one of our new simple machine frames and get this bad boy going, right? So this is going to be thrown in here. We need netherite. Looks like a diamond gear. I don't know how many diamond gears I made. Wow, I actually have a diamond gear. I wish I could just pull... You know what? I think you can pull this stuff directly into your inventory. Yeah, look at that. You just pull these items directly out. That made that so much easier. Except for the plastic. We do need 2 plastic in order to make this. So grab that. Boom. And ready to go. And of course, you can place this in any order. Doesn't matter whatsoever. Bam. Lock the recipe for later use. And there we go. And we are about to have a void miner. Basically, we're really just a laser base or a laser drill. What's it called? Yeah, laser drill. There's also a fluid drill, by the way. And that one's a little bit different and is used later on. So here we go. I honestly think we have everything we need to craft this. So let's go ahead and first make the drill base. That's the expensive one. Oh, there it is. All right. And then we have the laser drill itself. And this is going to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh boy. And then we need points, which I did set the autocraft up for that, like I said. I'm going to make 4 of them. That should happen pretty quick. Ooh, I love autocrafting. And all we have to do is place this thing, which isn't too difficult. You know what? I'm gonna use the empty areas over here for this setup. Let's go ahead and first place this here. By the way, you don't have to clear out underneath it, which is super nice. And then I need to figure out, is placing it like that? Yeah, that should work. Just like this. And when we're done, this is ready to go. Perfect. We just need to throw some points on here. Ooh, let me show you a little tip, by the way. I know this is taking longer than actually doing it, but if you use your wand or you make a Flux configurator from Flux Networks, it makes this really easy. We can go ahead and set the network, use the wand to shift right click on that point, place our other points down, and then just right click on them to automatically configure them without needing going into the UI there. Really, really nice. So is this automatically working? Yes and no. Yes and no. Let's take a look at what we can actually mine with this. And I believe the ore base tells us by just us hitting U on it. You can see we can mine osmium. You need to keep in mind though, the Y level, the minimum Y level, and the maximum Y level. Also the biomes. Most ore can be found in any biome, but nether type biomes, this thing needs to be set up in the nether. So eventually I want one in the nether and also having this in the overworld as well. At least one in the nether. That'd be super helpful, right? So let's take a look. So we have this. Also, you notice these lenses here. We can pinpoint things. So if we're running low on something, we can just make a lens, which is really easy to make, by the way, inside the chamber here. And we can like directly pinpoint something that we want. And then once we get one lens made, we can simply dye the lens, which makes that really, really simple. But we got to keep an eye out on this. Like some of this, like aluminum ore. Look at this. That's why we're probably going to need more than one of these, simply because of the Y levels of certain things. For example, fluorite, it's between 15 and 30. Whereas if we did mine this, we wouldn't be able to pick up any aluminum ore. This is Y level 5. I mean, for most things, we're gonna be pretty good at like keeping it below this number, like Y level 29. And we'll keep an eye on that max, right? Because the minimum. Like, let's see, gold. So for example, gold is between 32 and 80. So if we mine for diamonds at like Y level 15, we won't get any gold. So we're gonna have different lasers mining at different heights, it looks like. Because we do specify where we want this to mine. I don't know exactly if this is gonna mine everything. That's what I was hoping that it would mine everything, which I think it does for the most part. There's iridium ore. Let's see. And that is, okay, that's definitely not something that I'm interested in. Diamond is, of course, 5 to 16. Yeah, it can mine ancient debris from the nether. Coal, pretty vast area there. We're gonna get a lot of coal from that. Yellowite from extreme reactors. It'll actually mine this stuff directly up. And Y level 15. So we definitely want to pinpoint this because we want to get into extreme reactors eventually. Ruby, redstone, Y level 5 to 16. So as you can see, 5 to 16 kind of puts us out of the range of this. So we are going to need more than one of these. And luckily I have the ability to, potentially make more than one of these, which is kind of nice. Just need to figure out where exactly I want to pinpoint as of right now. And I'm thinking probably the yellow right, at least the bottom number here at 15. Y level 15 seems to be probably a good spot. Let's go ahead and knock this down to Y level 15. Way down here. It's weird, it's already mining a lot of stuff already. But we need to take this down to Y level 15. And hopefully redstone that's weird that it's all the way up there. It was mining redstone? Does redstone does it have a really high area that it can mine in? I don't know. I'm taking this all the way down to 15. And there we go. We'll let this do its thing. It'll just work over time. I do want to check that out though. Redstone? Wonder if redstone shows up. There's redstone. Weird, it was mining it anyways, and the max was Y level 16. Huh. And it didn't care. It's just mining it anyways. Interesting. I wonder if this is like kind of broken or maybe just disabled. Because it'd be kind of nice if it just mines everything. Just have to keep an eye on it. So while we're here, let's take a look at some things that definitely are going to help with these machines. What we want is we want to have an efficiency tier 2 and a speed tier 2 in every single one of these machines. That is going to help out tremendously for the production that this is using. So we basically need 5 of each, 5 of the top tiers, and that requires making the base tier. So it is a little bit of a crafting grind in order to make this, and it requires some blaze rods. Like this requires sugar. We need to make 5 of the base of each one and then upgrade those. Or actually, no, I guess we can just directly make these. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, we're going to just make the direct upgrades here and make 5 of each. That sounds pretty simple to me. Would you look at that, man? There's nothing prettier than having all of these done. And like, if you just divide this stuff out in your inventory, it's really, really simple to do. So as you can see, we can toss these on there just like so. If I line these up, it makes it a little bit quicker. And you can see this definitely went up. Like, just as putting that in there, see how much quicker this does a little process here. So if we put this in all of them, it goes significantly faster. And even this, well, I guess this one only accepts this upgrade. Kind of forgot about that. Yeah, it only accepts that upgrade. And bam, it's going. There we go. And we're generating ores. And I'm noticing some of the ores are kind of iffy. Like the redstone, for example. Like I said, I guess it is right there within 15. But the reason that I'm confused is because earlier it was set to like 140 something, 46, and it still managed to spawn in, which makes no sense to me. But it was spawning in. So I don't know. Oh yeah, it's definitely broken. The industrial foregoing machine, it's 100% broken, and I'll explain. We're getting nether quartz. Yeah, because the only biomes that this shows up in is the nether, basalt, warps, crimson, or soul valley, and as you can see, it spawned in here anyways. So I don't think it cares at all about anything here. It's just anything in the list, it's gonna spawn it in potentially. That's what it's looking like anyways. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and of course I do want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that's going to go to Henry Flesher. Thank you so much for your amazing support over on Patreon. And guys, if you of course enjoyed today's video and you're also interested in becoming a Patreon yourself, you can find that linked down in the description below. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed. Of course, if you did, be sure to slap that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also give this video a huge thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps these videos do well on YouTube. Guys, like I said, I hope you enjoyed. Of course, I'll see you in the next episode if you did. And as always, thanks for watching.